Hey everyone, doing some more work on the Mustang, and figure I'd get it done before summer's actually here. I'm getting lucky that the weather's holding off, and we've just been kind of dank, rainy kind of days, but it's coming soon. So I figure I'd give one last push effort to see what I can get done on this. So here's what I'm doing. I took the eyeballs out of the dashboard. The heater box and AC unit was hanging down and busted up and kind of all discombobulated, and pulled a bunch of mice out of it and their nests. I don't know why. I think somebody might have flipped out and started kicking the shit out of the thing and just kind of took out that corner of the box. And then what I held on to up here was the fresh air would come down through the vent through here and blow in. Someone put block off plates in the top. It's already blocked off, but what attached it was already gone. So I'm wearing a light on my hand. Let me turn that off. So the fix I can find right now is there's a bolt on the back that is holding the back of the box, and on the front I just drilled through a tie wrap, had it come and cut the end off, and had another tie wrap grab up here and pull down. So that's one that's really heavy, guys. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to probably try and put another one on it somewhere, but I'm not quite sure yet where that's happening. Here we go. So I went to go flip switches around and nothing too much was happening. I would just blow air out the top and that was it. So I started chasing vacuum lines. And then, you know, one thing turns into another and you just start digging a hole and digging and digging and digging. And before you know it, everything's gone. So I do have a bunch of other parts, so I'm just going to tear into it, fix everything at one time, and be done with it. So I went and I grabbed some satin black paint. I have a dash pad for it. This guy's coming off, that's why I'm kind of digging in further. But you see, it's funny, I found a vacuum leak under the hood. Once I fixed that, the vents switched over. I don't know if you can see it there. And another dead mouse came flying up to the forefront with his little nest. So I gotta rip in and get that guy off of there. So I'm kind of cleaning everything with the I found this stuff works good. It's the stuff for cleaning your tires, but I don't know why, but it's like the only stuff that really gets that nasty ass mouse smell out of the, you know, the impregnation into the plastic. So that's what I'm doing, cleaning all that stuff up. Here's the crap that came out of the under the dash. So many dead mice you can find. There's a carcass from one. There's another one. There's another one. I think I counted 5. I think somewhere in the garbage can over there too. But that's another nest that they made under there. So it's kind of good that I got into it anyway. But now I just got to put it all back together. In each piece what I'm doing is I'm kind of like detailing them as I put them back in to kind of just not go crazy, but just make them presentable. Especially like all the black stuff that you take off, all the side kick panels and all. I just paint them while they're off. I have a couple of dashes, gauge clusters. I'll take the best out of all of them, make a good one out of it. There's a vacuum canister on the side. This is what was disconnected. I don't know why they did it, because there was nothing wrong. They just basically shoved the bolt in the hole that ran vacuum for under the dash, and when they did that, I expected to plug the thing in and have a vacuum leak and, you know, have a reason for why they did that. I don't know, but it works. So I took all the vacuum hoses that were on it, wherever you saw an end. They're still all pretty pliable, but they were just a little loose on the ends. So I just cut them all back a ½ inch and plugged them back on. Did all the little hoses for the you know, washer fluids and all those kind of heebie-jeebie things. I did the headlights. Remember before I had a punched out eye on one side, it was all fogged out and clogged and cloudy. So I went through them. After I do the dash, I think my next step is I'm going to mask off the edges of the fenders and lay plastic all around the car, and then start just unbolting all the apparatus that's on the firewalls, pull that in and shoot all the firewalls, satin black and the rad support and all that. Just kind of clean it up, and at some point I'll get to doing the valve covers and the air cleaner. And I do have an AC compressor. whether the AC system's going to come back or not. At least the compressor will be there and it'll look like it's supposed to. You need AC for it. It's a convertible, right? So that's kind of where we are with this. She's pretty close to being done. You know, all the stuff I'm doing now is just, you know, nothing that it needs a sticker for. Just you know, aesthetics. Put a little chrome tailpipe on it, cut the exhaust back. Alright, enough yapping about that thing. And here's another toy I'm playing with. I picked up this Schwinn Orange County Choppers bike at a yard sale for like 10 bucks. And I want to chop it up and make something out of it. I was going to go to like a little 2-stroke weed whacker motor, but I kind of wanted something a little bit more balls. It seemed kind of lean with those things on. Plus they sound stupid going down the road. It's like a bug. So I have this guy. It's a 6-horse Subaru motor, and that I don't think it's ever been used. I just cleaned it up, found some pulleys for it, and went scrounging around my parts stuff, and this is kind of what I came up with. This is a friend gave me a blown up scooter. And on the back of this blown up scooter, this was the engine, the cylinder head, and the crankshaft was right here, and it went to a jack, you know, a belt, and ran this clutch. This clutch is just like the you know, the centrifugal clutches you see on mini bikes, but this one also has the progressive where it opens up and closes down, and it's built a lot better than those clutches. It's got bearings in the center of it instead of just the bushing in the center of it that kind of burns themselves out. So what I'm gonna have is from the motor pulley to here, we're gonna run a belt, and this is variable, and then I'll have an idler on a tensioner to kind of take up the slack as it's moving, because I don't have the front, just like a snowmobile, work the opposite direction. From this through here goes in and out to the rear. There's a 10-to-1 gear reduction, so it's very kind of slow. And my plan is to cut this guy off right around here, and I'm going to put another bike sprocket right on the front of it. And the bike sprocket is that whole assembly is going to sit right here. It'll be a jack shaft. It'll go from the motor sprocket with a pulley across the jack shaft out to the other side, and I'm probably just going to stick with the stock rear sprocket because they have such a big gear reduction in the front. I'll just see what I get, and then after that I am going to you know, adjust accordingly. I can play with the belts pretty easy as far as size wise, but the hardest part is going to be just getting a sprocket sitting on that wheel hub nice and straight and true. Plus I need to be able to get a nut through the center of it, and to be able to bolt it on and off. So that's where I am, and if I ever get any of these done, I'll do a wrap-up video on these. Thanks everybody for watching. Just giving a little heads up of what I've been up to. Thanks.